What's up, everybody out there? How you doing? What's up? Welcome back to our channel, Joshua and Elissa. I don't think they heard you.
Probably not.
So, got some stuff going on, some stuff to talk about. Ended up watching Red Sparrow. Not Red Spy, but Red Sparrow. And we watched it.
We did. What did you think of it?
I thought it was good. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Jennifer Lawrence gets pretty much totally nude.
I mean, she was totally nude. It wasn't pretty much. She was all the way there.
Yeah, and she's pretty. She's very pretty.
Well, yeah.
But
there is a lot of nudity in it, though. Not just her. Like
there's a lot of strong sexual content. Period.
Yeah.
But it was a really good film. It was slow in parts.
Yeah.
But there was some action in it, and I really liked the way it ended. It
the ending
unfolded.
Was awesome.
I like how the whole plot and story
twist.
unfolded. Yeah, because it was like once you get through the movie, then you go back and you realize what you thought was going on is not what was going on, and it was like cold and calculated the whole time.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to me that these movies still find today new and interesting ways to surprise me.
I know, because it's you've seen like the same movie all the time, but sometimes you'll have little gems like this one where they just throw off everybody.
Well, it's funny because like when I first saw like The Sixth Sense, right? So everybody was saying, well, they'll never ever be able to do another movie like that now because, you know, and then Fight Club came out and everybody was like, wow, you know, that was
Similar,
really cool. Big reveal, but they'll never be able to do another one. And they keep finding ways to
keep remaking that same movie.
It's not a remake of the same movie.
Well,
it's just
not necessarily,
they keep finding ways to surprise you, and I was pleasantly surprised by this film. I really enjoyed it.
I do too.
So I really like movies where you know you're heading in one direction and you think you know kind of what's going on, and then boom, they hit you with a big old bamboozle thing, and you're like, whoa, wow. I didn't realize that was happening.
Yeah.
So I give it 2 big thumbs up. I'd rate it probably 4.5 stars.
I'd say 4.
Out of 5.
It is kind of a slow moving movie. It's not like super action packed. It's not real exciting. It just.
Well, that's why I gave it 4.5. 4.5 because of the nudity from Jennifer Lawrence. Thank you for that, by the way. And because of everything else. I just thought it was a really decent film. I'm really glad that we got it, and it is definitely a movie I will be watching again. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, you know, some other stuff. I've been playing Far Cry.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been playing Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
And I had just recently bought 4 because I'd never played any of the Far Cry games. For all you gamers out there, you know, it's funny because Far Cry 5 got such a lot of hate, and I can't understand why. Far Cry 5's dynamics were much better than Far Cry 4. Much better. And the reason I say that is because in Far Cry 5, you pretty much have the freedom to go and do any mission, any side mission, anything that you want to do. In Far Cry 4, so far what I'm seeing, and I just started playing. So far what I'm seeing is that you really follow a path, and I hate games like that. I just really hate games that kind of follow a path. I like to be free to choose which mission and what I like to do, and really roam the whole realm of that gaming world. Um, People didn't like the political side of Far Cry 5. They said that the politics makes the game fun, but I thought that that's what actually made the game interesting. It was much more interesting. Far Cry 5 was, and just a better, more solid game. Um, Far Cry 4, I'm enjoying it, but it's not as good as 5. 5 was better.
When you say politics, do you mean like within like the cult that you're dealing
Yeah,
with?
like the political agenda.
Okay, because like the plot of that game is like to disrupt or like whatever with that cult.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So,
And in Far Cry 4, you're basically kind of like the son of a dictator that then these like missionary people with automatic weapons, which to me is a cult.
freedom fighters, maybe.
Yeah, come and rescue you. But they're kind of cultish in the game, and you end up fighting for the opposite side, which I was really disappointed by that. In the game of Far Cry 4, I was really disappointed because the dictator seemed like a lot of fun, and it just, like, a lot of the story development really didn't make a whole lot of sense. But I think, and they made a game just to be a game, and then in 5 they just gave it a little more storyline. So I would have to say that I enjoyed Far Cry 5 much more than 4. So far, I'm still playing 4.
Well, aren't you still kind of playing 5 a little bit too?
Yeah, I'm still kind of. I haven't
Tying
actually
things
finished
up.
with 5, but I'm kind of at the tail end of 5. But just from the dynamic standpoint, I think 5 is better than 4. But I've also got Far Cry Primal and Far Cry New Dawn, which is the new one. So I'm looking forward to playing those. I just finished Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
What did you think of it?
It was just a good, solid game. It was just really very free roaming. You're free to choose whichever mission you want to go on, which is what I like about those types of games. And just it wasn't terribly hard. Or terribly difficult. It was just an enjoyable game that was easy to walk through and go through the whole thing. And not that there's not challenges in the game. There's plenty of challenges in the game, and I didn't complete every single mission perfectly, but I like that it's like it's not super hard.
Where it's just like impossible to
Yeah,
play.
where it's just impossible to play,
I don't
and
like games like that.
it's not enjoyable. It was just a very enjoyable game.
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm playing some other Assassin's Creed games. And I got some other Assassin's Creed games that I'm going to be playing that I'm looking forward to. But that's pretty much what I've been doing as far as gaming is concerned.
I see.
But with the movie stuff, Red Sparrow was definitely a good movie. I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it, definitely see it. Don't let your kids watch it. I believe it's rated R.
I would assume
I can't
so.
I can't remember
It
what it's rated, but I'm pretty sure it's rated R.
Definitely rated R.
Definitely an adult movie.
Yes.
So yeah, do recommend you see it if you haven't seen
Yes.
it. Go pick it up and check out. Jennifer Lawrence in the buff. It was like really sexually graphic.
It was.
In parts, I mean.
In some parts of it, it really was.
Kind of shocking.
Yeah.
It was shocking to me, I guess, because it was her.
Yeah.
And I was just like, she didn't really do those kinds of movies.
Yeah, I mean, I guess too because we knew we were first introduced to her as Katniss. Which was like really kind of an innocent role.
Yeah,
sort of,
but it's funny because, I say it's shocking. When we first watched the first Hunger Games, that movie shocked me. And I actually said I'll never watch it again. I don't like it. And it was because of all the killing and brutality of it.
It was crazy.
It was like almost like the Running Man 2 million. I mean, it was just like in your face.
Well, we didn't read the books until after.
No, but it was so graphically violent that I was just like, how can they? And they were calling it a kids movie.
Yeah,
I was like, I would not let my kids watch this movie.
I'm not gonna let my children anywhere near that.
It's way too violent. I mean, it was a really shocking film when I first saw it.
Yeah.
But I ended up watching it again, and I guess I kind of understood it a little better. And
and especially as the sequels came out, we kind of really, I guess, were more. Like,
well, that's what's funny. That's what's really funny about it is because we're done with this, don't want to have anything to do with it. Then Catching Fire comes out, and it's like, well, we got to see that. We've got to see part 2.
Yeah.
We got to see how it all plays out. And so we saw Catching Fire, and then we were like, maybe we should watch Hunger Games again. So we watched Hunger Games again, and we're like, you know what?
This is awesome.
We like this.
This is a really good movie.
So we ended up being fans of the trilogy anyway, which is it's just funny how stuff like that works out, but it did.
It did.
Yeah. But
there's 4. There's 4.
So yeah, that's right. Because the last one they split into 2. Yeah, because they wanted to stick very closely to the book.
Did they? I haven't read the book.
Yes and no. I mean, there's things that they left out. There's things obviously that they changed. There's whole bits of dialogue that they changed. There's whole scenes that they changed. So I would say that they stuck by the book with part 1.
Mm-hmm.
But part 2 they kind of started
getting a little wild.
Yeah, initial premise, but they did change. They did change some stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's always going to be little things that they change.
Yeah, and it felt rushed to me. It felt like we have so much content that we have to pack into 3 hours, and we don't have enough time to just pack all of this. And I get that because, like, in the book wasn't very thick. The last book, maybe I'm remembering wrong. Maybe it's the thickest book, but there's just so much information. There's so much in the last book, so much going on, so many scenes, so many things happening that it would be hard to nail it down to a 3-hour movie. Even cutting it in half and doing 2 3-hour movies still would be very hard to fit everything in.
That was kind of one thing that ticked me off about Deathly Hallows. Because, they did that with Deathly Hallows. They split it into 2 so that they could stick by the book.
Yeah.
But then they just completely went haywire and didn't stick to the book very well. And they were adding things and then taking things away. And there was whole scenes in the movie that had nothing to do with the book.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
If you remember when we watched the movies, I was like, when did this happen? Because
I was like, it never happens.
Because I read the book and that wasn't in it. But with Harry Potter, I like the movies in very different ways than I like the books. Like, I love the books. The books are solid. Excuse me. They're really great books. But the movies, you kind of have to watch as their own thing.
They're like two separate entities.
You really have to.
I have to look at them the same way too. Otherwise,
because they are good.
Irritated.
They are good.
Yeah. But
on their own, if you don't go by the books, they are good movies. But see, that's why I was so pissed off at The Goblet of Fire. Mm-hmm. I was mad about that movie.
Mad about The Goblet of Fire.
And I was mad about The Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
And even the fifth movie, what is it? The Rise of the Phoenix or
The Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the Phoenix. Even the fifth movie, I was really upset by because they left out a whole lot of stuff, and everybody kept saying, "Well, it was just useless junk, and you don't need any of that in the movie." Yes, you do.
You do.
Yeah, you need that in the film.
You don't.
Otherwise, you have. I felt like that movie started in the middle of the book.
So there's like
and you
20
just
chapters
had to figure out where you were at and what was going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's like 20 chapters of just them going to school, which we didn't really
it just
need.
Basically starts as him being tortured by this sadistic teacher. Yeah. And you're just the whole movie trying to figure out who is this bitch why.
They cut the very beginning of it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make
sense. And that just really pissed me off because it's like anybody coming into the series that watches the fifth movie obviously is going to have no idea. I mean, I'm not saying that anybody should do that, but people do that. And I think that that's a movie that would really put you off of Harry Potter because then it's like, well, I can't figure out what's going on. This is stupid and I have no idea. But in a way, it could be good too because it could lead you to reading the books.
Yeah.
So it could go either way.
It could.
But
I was really upset.
I will say that I do think that the books are much more interesting than the movies.
I was really upset with The Prisoner of Azkaban because...
See, I like that. I like the movie.
There was a lot of things about it that I didn't like that they added to it. And it was like small details.
But there was a lot of stuff too that they left out.
Yeah, there was a lot that they left out, but it was like tiny details that are not really important that ticked me off. Like all of Sirius's tattoos.
By far my favorite book. By far.
That was my favorite book for
my favorite Harry Potter book. My favorite. What I'm trying to say is my favorite book of the Harry Potter series is Prisoner of Azkaban.
It was mine until Deathly Hallows came out.
Yeah, Deathly Hallows was pretty good, but it was just the thing is that there's like 7 books, right? So by the time I got to Deathly Hallows, like there's so much in Deathly Hallows that I was just like lagging through.
But you read them back to back.
I was trying so hard to get through this book. There was so much in this book that I was just like, oh my God, I'm never going to finish this. And not that it was bad. I mean, it was a really great book. I
think a lot of your problem too is that you read them back to back. And like, for those of us who were reading them as they were coming out, we had like 3 years in between each book.
Well, it wasn't that. It was the fact that it's a 7-book series. Anytime you have a series of books, it's that long. And now, mind you, I did read them back to back because by the time I read them, they were already all out. So I had the benefit of not having to wait for another book to come out. I had them all right there. But, getting through it was just like a chore because I think, it's a 7-book series and then you get to the last book and the last book is the thickest book. And it's like
4 inches thick.
My God, it's just, it's almost as thick as like Lord of the Rings. And it's like, how will I ever finish this book? And what's funny is I kept pumping myself through it because I was like, one more book, and I'm done. One more book. And I started lagging because of there's a lot of slow parts in the book.
Yeah, there's like that whole camping montage that we didn't need.
Well, actually, you do.
Well, I mean,
that's what's funny is because even the slow parts in Harry Potter are completely necessary to the story. Otherwise, you miss anything and you have no idea. I mean, that's what's so brilliant about J.K. Rowling's writing is that every part of it, in my opinion, is necessary.
Yeah.
And has to be there. And I really enjoyed Deathly Hallows. But it was a very long book. Prisoner of Azkaban's probably still my favorite in the Harry Potter world.
For me, it's Deathly Hallows, Prisoner of Azkaban, and the Half-Blood Prince. And in that order.
Yeah, the
Half-Blood Prince was awesome.
Yeah. That's another one that I just didn't like what they did with the movie. After reading the book, it's like, and the movie was very short.
It was.
It was very, very short.
It was.
You can tell
they
that
could have stretched that into a 6-hour movie if they wanted.
Gutted the crap out of that book.
But 5 was only like an hour and a half long. Mm-hmm. Because they gutted it
so
badly.
It was very short as well. But anyway, the Harry Potter stuff is awesome. And if you haven't checked out Harry Potter yet, definitely do that. But get the books. Get the books first, and start with the books because they're phenomenal. They just really are phenomenal. It's one of the best things I've ever read. Honestly,
the best thing I've ever read.
Entertainment wise, I won't say it's the best. Now, my favorite book in the whole world. If you guys want a book that's just pure entertainment all the way through, check out by Stephen King 11/22/63. That book is my all-time favorite book in the whole world. Just awesome. And it's basically about a guy that gets to go back in time and prevent the assassination of President Kennedy. And it is, I know that probably to most of you sounds really boring, but it is a phenomenal book. I mean, it just entertainment all the way through that book. I couldn't put it down. Now, I think I read that book in 3 days. And it's thick. It's like, it's
like
huge.
Almost as big as Deathly Hallows.
Could not put it down.
I haven't read it.
Could not put it down. So that's my all-time favorite book. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out and check out the Harry Potter books as well.
Yeah.
Also check out Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence because that was awesome.
It was a good movie. It was really good. What's our next movie?
Our next movie that we're going to review is Mission Impossible Fallout. It's the new Mission Impossible. It's got Henry Cavill in it.
Really?
Yeah.
The Superman guy?
Yeah, he is. From what I understand, I guess he's a villain.
Cool.
And I've never seen him as a villain, so it'll be interesting.
He was a bit of a twat in Stardust, but he wasn't necessarily a villain.
I don't remember him from Stardust.
It was the first thing we actually saw him in.
I really don't. But yeah, that's our next movie we're going to review is Mission Impossible Fallout. Of course, it's starring Tom Cruise, coming back as Ethan Hunt, and then Henry Cavill as one of the bad guys. I don't know if he's the bad guy, but I definitely know he is a bad guy. And of course, Ving Rhames is also in it, which I don't. Is Ving Rhames gone? Is he passed away now?
No, he's doing the sandwich commercials.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I don't know why I thought that he was passed.
No, you're thinking of
dude from Armageddon.
Yeah.
He was also in The Green Mile. So, some of our top 5 picks for movies to check out. These are movies that we're just going to name off. If you guys to check out if you haven't seen them. Definitely check them out because they're awesome. Number 1 on my list is Into the Woods. Got to see that movie.
Into the Woods is great.
It is a musical.
You have to see it.
Hilarious all the way through. Chris Pine
Absolutely
is just
He's the
wonderful.
best.
Second one is also a musical, Rock of Ages. If you haven't seen that, you got to check
Also
that out.
hilarious.
Tom Cruise film. Number 3 comes in Sweeney Todd, also a musical. Johnny Depp, wonderful. What else? Throw at you. I'm thinking.
We could do the top 5 musicals. We could just say like the Rocky Horror Picture
Well,
Show.
the first 3 are musicals because I just think they're really good and we saw them and I now want to buy them. And of course, Sweeney Todd we have,
yeah.
but they're just are really good, really good movies. My number 4 pick will be Trance. It's a really good James McAvoy film. You'll definitely enjoy that.
Yeah, that one's really good. That one surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be good.
You know, I liked it because it had the guy from Ocean's 12 in it. Mm-hmm. That Toulour, that French guy. I just thought it was an awesome movie because of him and James McAvoy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I was surprised by how good it was.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a weird sort of indie.
Yeah. Number 5 pick is another Jennifer Lawrence movie that's Passengers. So check that out. Those 5 films, if you haven't seen those, definitely check those out because those definitely will be awesome. And we're going to start on our videos recommending. We're going to do a pick 5 every time. We're going to recommend 5 movies and that we've seen that if you haven't seen, definitely see because they are very enjoyable films. New or old, it doesn't matter. As always, in the comment section below, if you want to comment, you want us to review a movie, definitely put that in the comments and we will check that out.
Yes.
And we will review that movie and tell you what we thought of it. Also, if you guys have any comments about these movies, whether you love them or hate them, doesn't matter, and you want to comment, definitely do that down below. We love hearing from you guys. We love your opinions, and we want to know what you guys thought of the movies as well. So, yeah, you can always comment. And like I said, we love hearing from y'all. So, if you like our videos, please give us a like. Thumbs up.
Gotta do the thumbs up.
Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss out on another video. But I was trying to think because there was something else that I was gonna say, and now it has left me. I don't remember.
You'll think of it around 3 a.m.
Yeah, probably.
Don't wake me up to tell me about it.
I'm not gonna.
Write it down or something. Thank you. Now I can read it.
But yeah, so that's basically what we've been doing is watching movies, playing video games, and stuff like that. Of course, she's been working, so I can continue watching movies and playing video games.
You know, that's what
We
we
got
do.
some new movies on the way. I have ordered Replicas with Keanu Reeves. We're going to be watching that. Looks very interesting. I'm really looking forward to watching.
Yeah, I think that one will be really good.
And the Happy Time Murders. That's the other one I couldn't think of the other day. The Happy Time Murders we're going to be watching.
I didn't know you were.
And we're going to review that as well. Let you know what we thought of it. A friend of mine told me that it is just absolutely nasty. So,
it's going to be gross.
the only movie that I did not like that was that way is like they went too far and it was very horrifying was Sausage Party.
Oh God. That's why this movie has me so worried.
I really just did not like Sausage Party. It was just filth for filth's sake.
For no reason.
There's a lot of shocking parts in the movie, and I felt like I love Seth Rogen, but I felt like with this they really went too far with it, and I just didn't enjoy the movie at all. It wasn't funny.
No.
It was just
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it really was all the way through, and I stuck it out and watched the whole thing. She actually left in the middle of it, and well, actually, it was like 10 minutes in. You were done.
I was here. I just wasn't.
You were like, that's
paying any
if
real
you want
attention.
to. Well, you kept telling me if you want to shut that off.
Yeah, I was just fully.
Feel free.
I think I was on my phone through the rest of it because I did not like it.
Yeah.
I thought it was absolute trash.
Yeah. And if you guys are into indies or indie horror, we are definitely into that. Yes. And we'll be recommending movies for you to check out. As she had mentioned, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, definitely.
Always. I'm always going to recommend the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, that's just a great movie. But we will be doing a 5-pick for you guys and letting you know some good movies that are out there. And you can always hit us up in the comments and tell us whether you loved it or you hated it.
Give us your top 5.
Yeah, give us your top 5 if you want. I mean, that's fine. Anything on there that we haven't seen, we'll definitely
totally
check out.
If we can find
and we'll even review it if you want us to.
Yeah.
So you can always comment. Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
So. As always, if there's any video that you want us to do, or maybe a challenge, let us know in the comments. We'll either say yay or nay. We'll try to do some of that stuff. We will not do anything spicy or nasty. No spicy challenges. I'm not eating the hottest frickin' chip or death nut in the world.
Nope.
I'm not. I love you guys, but I am not going to tear my system up for your entertainment. I'm sorry.
Well, after your surgery too, you can't eat junk like that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And I tried to give you guys a mustache, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Nope. I had to shave it off. Had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hope you enjoy our video. That pretty much wraps it up for this go round. And check out those movies, check out those books if you haven't already, and let us know what you think. Until next time, peace.